Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got quite a few things to go over. New events are now live in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, new mystery gift updates, we have new Generation 10 rumors to go over, also some Nintendo updates to take a look at as well. A lot of things to break down and get into today. So if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So starting things off, the Sceptile 7-star raid is now live in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet for its second run. We have HDvee here tweeting out saying, HDvee update, the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Mighty Sceptile Tera Raid battle event has begun its second run alongside Blissey returning as additional raids. And it runs until the 7th of July at 23:59 UTC. So of course, the end of this weekend, we'll probably get another starter Pokemon raid event. There's only about 5 left, which is like Superior, I think Incineroar might be one, Emboar might be one, Feraligatr is one, and then there's one other as well. But there's not many starters left that they haven't done a 7-star raid yet for. But of course, this is just kind of the moves it has. Just a quick overview if you haven't done it yet. It has the ability Unburden, has Leaf Blade, Breaking Swipe, Dragon Dance, Thunder Punch, Leaf Storm, and Earthquake. And then obviously with the Blissies, you just get like a ton of XP candy, rare candies, Terra Shards, stuff like that for completing those. They're very, very useful if you are running low on, like I say, XP candy, Terra Shards, and all that good stuff. So yeah, Sceptile's second run is taking place now. You are able to do it again. And of course, we probably will be getting another 7-star raid event after this. Which is announced Sunday night, Monday morning, depending on your time zone. Moving on, we also have this announced as well. This doesn't affect everybody, unfortunately, but it is a new mystery gift that is technically going to be live in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which is why we're covering it. But HDvee here tweeting out saying, HDvee update, a new Pokemon Scarlet and Violet distribution has been announced as part of the Pokédoco supported Summer Tour in Japan. So you can obtain a booklet with a code that provides EV and various evolution items. So it's not like a massive thing that you're gonna be missing out on. It's literally just an EV with various evolution items. So I'm assuming, you know, Leaf Stones, Fire Stones, Water Stones, basically the items that evolve EV. So yeah, nothing crazy you're missing out on. I don't even know how you access it. It's something to do in Japan. So either way, that is a new mystery gift that is coming to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Maybe they make it live for everyone at some point. Who knows? Moving on, we have some Nintendo updates to go over. My Nintendo News tweeting out saying Nintendo president admits that game development now taking longer as hardware advances. So I don't know if this is in relation to Legends ZA or not, because obviously we're not getting a Pokemon game this year, it looks like. And Pokemon Legends ZA coming out next year means that the kind of usual concept of a Pokemon game every year, or something to do with Pokemon every year, like whether DLC or a new game, is kind of not going to be a thing anymore. And that might be because of new hardware. But again, I think that Legends ZA is still just primarily going to be for the Switch. It might come for the Switch 2 as well. But with Generation 10 and Pokemon games in the future, I'm not sure if Nintendo are kind of referencing those as well. But either way, Nintendo president Shintaro Furukawa has explained to investors that games are now taking more time and more resources to develop, and that is impacting development times. However, he says to remedy this, the Kyoto-based company is continually expanding our development resources and making the necessary investments. They chimed in and told them that as hardware advances, it is inevitable that software development takes longer, and that they aim to continue with a variety of new offerings. So Furukawa said, game development today is more prolonged, more complex, and more advanced. That is unavoidable. To deal with this, we continually are expanding our development resources and making the necessary investments. And then Takashi said, as hardware advances, it is inevitable that software development takes longer, but I believe we are succeeding in our efforts to shorten development cycles, for example, by steadily improving the development environment following the release of the hardware. Whether titles take a long time or a short time to develop, we want to make games that are fun. It is not as if Super Mario Bros. Wonder was under continuous development for nearly a decade. There was a long gap between the release of the previous title, New Super Mario Bros. U, and the current title because various initiatives and studies were made in the meantime. Going forward, we aim to continue with a variety of new offerings, and we hope you look forward to them. And then Takashi Tezuka, executive officer, said, after we finished Super Mario Bros. Wonder, I was reminded 11 years had gone by since the previous game. However, that doesn't mean that we did nothing during that time. We developed several new Mario games, such as Super Mario Maker series and the 3D Mario series. To reiterate Nintendo's creative philosophy, first we think about creating entertainment that has never been done before, regardless of whether it is Mario series game or not. Then we think about how we can make it fun for everyone so they all fall in love with Nintendo. All of our games involving Mario, not just Super Mario Bros. Wonder, are created with the goal of encouraging as many people as possible to enjoy them. As for upcoming new titles, some will take time to develop and others will be made in a short period of time. I hope you look forward to our new offerings. So like I say, slight kind of I guess indication about the Nintendo Switch 2 there in terms of game time and stuff like that. Maybe as we get further into the kind of Nintendo Switch 2 cycle, maybe games get a little bit faster, but it looks like at the start of the cycle, games are going to be coming out relatively slow. But obviously they are working on games for the Switch 2 now anyway. It's not like as soon as the Switch 2 comes out, that's when they're going to start working on games. I'm sure that a lot of games are very close to being finished, ready to drop as a release kind of drop with the Nintendo Switch 2 or whatever they're going to call the next gen console. But either way, some Nintendo updates there. Finishing things off for today's video as well, we have some new rumors to go over that have popped up on 4chan. This is in regards to Pokemon Legends ZA and also Generation 10 as well. Again, take it with a massive grain of salt because it's obviously posted on 4chan. So, like I say, most of the time turns out to be false, but you never know. Anyway, they titled it Leaks ? Posted by Golds, and it was posted on the, well, it was posted today on the 5th of July. So it says, posting in here based on my findings while surfing through the database. Can't spoil too much. So I'm assuming this person has some sort of access to the Pokemon databases, and they've been kind of surfing through it. They found a little bit of interesting information, and now they're posting that. So they've got information on ZA and Generation 10, apparently. So Legends ZA is apparently set in the future Kalos. I don't know why a lot of these are like black bordered as well, but either way, you have to kind of hover over and see. But either way, set in the future Kalos, where they're rebuilding the city in time for the International Pokemon League, similar to the Olympics but for battling. That would be kind of a cool thing if they did make like an international Pokemon League where different champions come from all over the place, loads of different regions, a little bit like what happened in Pokemon Sword and Shield's anime, where obviously you had Cynthia coming in, Lance coming in, all these different champions from all over the world, all over the Pokemon world, should I say, come to this one place, and that's where you can battle them. Like, imagine getting to battle. So it's a very similar setup to what we did in Sword and Shield, where it's like a kind of a quarterfinals and a semifinals and a final kind of situation. But every single time you battle like a new champion, just like they did in the Masters Journeys anime. I think that'd be so cool. And they could obviously have like their updated teams and everything. Again, very unlikely that that's going to be in like a Legends Kalos game. I highly doubt it. But it is something fun to think about that we might get maybe some point. I mean, they've already done it in the anime, so why not kind of drop it in the games as well? Definitely something that I would really like to see. It then goes on to say, the game world is shaped like a pentagon with open zone maps. So, yeah, I mean, if they're talking about open zone maps, I still think that that's going to be on the outskirts of the city. In my opinion, it's going to have Lumiose City, obviously Prison Tower in the middle. We know what Lumiose City looks like in terms of Legends EA. It's split up like a little bit like a pizza. It's split up into different sections. So that's obviously the main hub of the city. But I generally think on the outskirts of that, there are going to be little grass zones where we're going to find wild Pokemon and stuff, and maybe different Pokemon appear in the different zones. So maybe they all have like a different exit, like each zone, just like you have in actual Lumiose and Pokemon X and Y. Like you have an exit onto one route or an exit onto another, and then if you do that, like maybe you unlock a certain point in the city, and then you can go through that route, and then there's obviously like a little bit of grass on the outside where you're going to have like stronger Pokemon as you get further into the game. Because like I say, I don't know how else we're going to be able to encounter all of these different Pokemon. And again, they could have catacombs, they could have the outskirt maps. It's really not sure, but there's really not that many options that they can really choose from. And then it goes on to say, new content for Pokemon. Some Pokemon get new Mega Evolutions as well as evolutions. There's no regional forms or convergence. Now, even though Legends Arceus had a lot of regional forms and regional evolutions, yeah, I feel like Legends EA might not actually have that many. I think they might have like one or two. We kind of got a taste of that in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. We only got 2 regional forms in that game in terms of Paldean and Wooper and Paldean and Tauros. The rest of them were convergent evolutions and convergent forms. But the fact that there wasn't many forms at all in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet in terms of regional forms, maybe they are stepping away from that and we're going to have different things. Again, this game you'd like to think is going to revolve around Mega Evolution, you know, is the gimmick of Generation 6. They've already showed it in the reveal trailer, so it's obviously going to have a lot of an impact into the game, otherwise they wouldn't have revealed it this early. So yeah, I think we're going to get, personally, 10 to 15 new Mega Evolutions. I think we'll get like a new Legendary as well, and then maybe like one form or something, I really don't know, but yeah, I think there's going to be a lack of new Pokemon, but there's going to be a lot of new Mega Evolutions. I think that's the way they're going to go in this. And then Generation 10 rolls around in 2026, and I think that's when we're going to see like a lot of new Pokemon. I think it's going to be probably the biggest Pokedex we've ever seen, because like I say, this is the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. It's Generation 10. I think it's going to be the biggest Pokedex we've ever seen, the biggest region we've ever seen. I think it's going to be open world again, and I think that all these features are just going to be absolutely incredible. And that's a nice little segue into Generation 10, because we have this here as well. So, Generation 10. So, Petarmor is the new gimmick of the generation, or Petarmor, or Petarmor, something like that. I'm assuming it's Petarmor, but again, no idea. It's either Petarmor or Petarmor. Either way, it's the new gimmick of the generation. You customize Pokemon with floating armor equipment pieces. Okay, so it's called Petarmor. Think Spore, a game that Game Freak took inspiration for a system. So, you customize Pokemon with floating armor / equipment pieces. So I'm assuming that there's like some sort of gameplay feature where you go into it and then you can customize Pokemon with different armor pieces or equipment pieces. I don't think that would actually show up on the Pokemon. It would just be like, I don't know, you can give a Pikachu, I don't know, like an iron helmet or something, and then that will give its defense like maybe like 2, like an extra 2 defense or something like that. And yeah, Think Spore, a game that Game Freak took inspiration for its system. You can use them to traverse the region, boost stats, and also decorate them. Okay, so this is basically saying that they will show up because you can decorate the Pokemon. That would be insane, to be fair. It'd be a little bit like the what's it called, on Generation 4 with the stickers and stuff, and I can't remember what they're called off the top of my head, but you throw the Pokeball out and it kind of like has like a sort of an effect, and it'd be a little bit like that, but obviously instead of that it'd be like full-blown, where every single Pokemon would look different. Like, imagine if you're going onto online and you can decorate your Pokemon and stuff, and then like somebody sends out like a Charizard, and somebody's Charizard has like I said, iron helmet or something, another Charizard has like an iron, I guess, tail or something. Like, it's so sick. I mean, that'd be wild. But with the Switch 2, I think it is technically possible to have something like that. A lot more, like, not just character customization, but Pokemon customization as well, would be absolutely insane. Boost stats is a bit of a given, and then also you're able to use them to traverse the region. So I assume that is kind of the new HMs and stuff like that, and kind of rideable Pokemon and stuff. It'd just be that. So I really, really like that idea. I think that'd be really cool. I think it's possible for the Switch 2 as well. I would absolutely love to see that. And there's no Petarmor forms though, which again I wouldn't really expect to see. Like, the gimmick's a little bit different. Like, yeah, it's still changing Pokemon stats and stuff like that, but it's also it's allowing you to customize your Pokemon and change their appearance and stuff like that, which sounds really, really cool, because like I say, everyone will come up with really, really cool different things, and I'm assuming you'll be able to like take pictures and stuff just like how we can in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and update your like trainer card and stuff with all your different designed Pokemon. It'll be really cool. But yeah, no Petarmor forms. I'm not surprised to see that. You craft Pokeballs. You collect special crystals which are related to Dynamax, but do the opposite. They are the result of Pokemon being able to shrink naturally. Present in every region in microscopic residues, but it was discovered in Generation 10 region first that these were the catalyst for this process due to the large veins as well as region's earth crust age. So think Dynamax, but small. So I don't really get that. You collect special crystals which are related to Dynamax, but what do? They just make your Pokemon smaller. It's completely it's completely different to what they're saying at the start of that sentence. So you craft Pokeballs, like, fair enough, whatever, but it doesn't actually say what these crystals do. They just make your Pokemon smaller, but that's not the gimmick, because Petarmor is the gimmick. So I have no idea what these are going to do. Does it say on the next slide? It doesn't. It just says you can make your Pokemon smaller. So I don't really know why you'd want to do that, but either way, that is a thing. Maybe there's like special mini games or something like that. I really don't know why you'd want to make your Pokemon like minuscule, but either way. Also goes on to say Crispin makes a return in Generation 10. He appears for the game's side cooking storyline. So it'd be cool to see some returning characters, especially from the Blueberry Academy as well. Especially because we thought we was going to get a lot of Blueberry Academy stuff in Generation 5, but it doesn't look like we're getting Generation 5 now. So yeah, Crispin making a return for a cooking side storyline would be cool. All in all though, it's a really weird rumor that they've really given us like nothing, but they've also given us like lots as well. Like I really like this Petarmor gimmick. Again, I still think the gimmick of Generation 10 is going to be fusion, and again, not every single Pokemon is going to fuse with every single Pokemon. Obviously, that's going to be impossible, but there would be like, I don't know, 20 Pokemon that can fuse or something like that, and that would be a little bit like Mega Evolution, where only so many Pokemon can do it. But I really like the whole idea of being able to decorate your Pokemon, show them off online and stuff like that, and obviously it would boost stats, traverse a region. I really like that idea. And then, yeah, for Legends ZA, I mean, they haven't really given us much information about that either. They've just kind of said there's new Mega Evolutions, which are a bit of a given. And then, apart from that, just that it's the future in Kalos. But I also like this idea as well of having like a Pokemon League Olympics, like an international Olympics where champions come over from all over the place. Really like that idea as well. But either way, let me know your thoughts on this rumor. Do you think it is true or not? I really like a lot of the ideas. I don't think it's true, but either way, let me know your thoughts on all that. And then also the Nintendo updates, and also make sure to do the Sceptile raid as well if you haven't already. But that's everything from me. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, drop a like. Let's try and hit 500. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a great rest of your day. And until next time, peace.